Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jafari Jones with BLM 757. I am currently here with Miss Holloway, and her son, unfortunately, has been dragged through the schools of Virginia Beach. He was 6 years old when the incident occurred. He was dragged by both teachers and principal. But I'd much rather let this very upset and concerned mother, who has now been denied the right to take charges, out on these ladies who dragged her full of life. We've been here playing with him for about an hour. He is so full of life. He is, joyous. He is a bundle of awesome. And I couldn't see any reason, even with the tape I reviewed, I see he's a very joyful young man. And there's no reason that he should be demonized, and this mother should have to go through the burden of having to fight the system to take out charges for somebody to put their hands on her child. And I will leave it over to her.
I'm here as a siren to address the bullies within the City of Virginia Beach Public Schools administration who have allowed children with disabilities to be abused, excluded, restrained, and secluded. My 7-year-old son has endured daily assaults from the school principal and staff as punishment for having a disability. Unbeknownst to me, these aggressions escalated over time. On June the 14th of 2017, I sat in an IAP meeting and listened to his principal explain to me why she had to administer restraints and seclusions on my little son. On the first week of July of 2017, I obtained a FOIA request, requested video of the incidences, two of the incidences that occurred in June, to learn that everything that I was told in that meeting was a complete made-up fiction, and that the actual aggressor that was assaulting my son was the principal who sat in that meeting and told me that another teacher, an aide, had assaulted him.
So am I mistaken, you're saying an actual school servant fabricated, lied more so to you as a mother?
Yes, she did. In addition to that, I inquired about they're doing an investigation. I just wanted them to get to the bottom of what my son was describing of being locked in a locked room most of his day while at school, only to be dismissed. And, the school never felt the need to even contact CPS or to, do anything pertaining to an investigation of what my son was reporting.
So how was this brought to your attention, if you don't mind, if we can't ask? How was the actual incident brought to your attention?
My son told me one morning as he was putting his shirt on that he was being locked in a locked room, and he didn't want to go to school that day because he just didn't want to be in the locked room. And my heart broke. My heart sank to my toes. I went immediately to the principal and I asked about this locked room, and the principal got very offensive, got in my body space, and was just very aggressive in her responses to me.
In your body space? Like, so
Yes.
She physically stepped into your area?
Yes. And she did not answer the question, but she was so just dismissive. But at the same time, she was trying to, I guess, make up a story. And I kind of sensed that. So that's what caused me to investigate further. And that's what led to the emergency IEP meeting that we conducted on June the 14th of 2017. Now, all of this through the whole summer, I was sending emails to the superintendent, Mr. Aaron Spence, and also to the director of special education, Dr. Velka Gatling, and they never responded to me. I begged them, someone to just investigate. So imagine my horrors when I learned, when I learned that my 5-year-old child with autism, who actually has mutism, reported being locked in this locked room as well. So I am here as a beacon of hope. I'm here basically hoping to get help for not only my children, but to bring and draw the people who are living in the shadows about this deep, dark secret of what happens to our children with special needs in schools. Come out of the darkness And I'm hoping that someone will see this, message and will support us in our efforts in drawing attention to this cause.
And we would like to take it again to here where there's another instance you have to report with Virginia Beach. Would you mind shedding light on that incident as well?
Yes, I have a 10-year-old that has been. All of my children have been abandoned basically by the City of Virginia Beach Public Schools, but I have a 10-year-old that has not been in a school since March the 1st. The City of Virginia Beach just totally denies that she even has a disability. And so as a result of that, she has ended up not being able to attend school without the special services that she needs to be in school. And so this has just compounded the very fragile situation that has already occurred now with my 5-year-old and my 6-year-old being abused at school. That means that my children are not in school right now. And I am demanding that the City of Virginia Beach make some changes and make them immediate. No child deserves to be treated the way that they have treated my children. No child.
And so what you saying, so am I to understand what you saying that them being out of school, so are you being forced to come out of pocket for child cares and things of that nature? I imagine with them having, most of the disabilities, they have medical bills and insurances and things of that nature that come up with this, or
yes,
is
it has. This has placed a very large burden on my family. As a single mother, I'm doing this on my own. And I am very much reliant on the school to support my children with their special needs. I have no help right now. And I have written letter after letter. I've sat in meetings after meetings. I have just tried to be a team player and do whatever the school has asked of me.
Do you attend school board meetings?
I attend school board meetings. I attend SEAC meetings. I am just so active in the community at any time that I can make myself visible, especially if Dr. Aaron Spence or Dr. Gatling is going to be someplace. I'm making my business to be there.
If you could say one solution to these, if you could have, like I said, if there's something a solution when the dust clears, when we can get, a justice for your sweet babies, what would you ultimately as a mother like in this?
I have lost total confidence in the City of Virginia Beach educating my children. They have abandoned my children. They have failed my children. My children have not received a free and appropriate education, and I am demanding that the City of Virginia Beach pay for their private school placement at this point. They cannot go back to the City of Virginia Beach and be abused further.
Amen. And I would just like to add into that, my suggestion is to the state of Virginia to open the book on investing in the Virginia School for the Deaf and the Blind and the Multi-Disabled. This was a campus, more or less, in the city of Hampton, Virginia, where individuals who are deaf and blind and multi-disabled, even here, like there are multiple disabilities here, it will give parents the opportunity to have their children in a well environment with well-trained professionals that were literally strictly trained to cater to their specific children's need through, I want to say 9 months throughout the year. They can visit through weekends and they could have their summertime as well, but that allowed a mother to be able to work freely and have her child care and everything, because with disability there's a whole lot of trickle down where, as far as somebody watching your child going public interactions, they have to literally live life differently. As if we're speaking with somebody with diabetes, you have to live differently with how you eat. You have to live differently with people don't have. We take a lot of things for granted, and it's not until it's affecting you that you would like to do something about it. I became an activist because my 14-year-old cousin committed suicide due to bullying. Her favorite color was blue. Her name was Deja Jones. She went to Woodside High School. The reason why I started this in the first place, she passed away on April 16, 2016. That was the day it changed my life. And if you are able to help this mother and her family expose the bullying problem that here lies in Virginia Beach and perhaps in the entire state of Virginia, where there's supposed to be a zero tolerance, we urge you to share this information with individuals. If your child has been abused, we urge you to share this. If you're a relative of somebody with a disability, or if it's you just feel in your heart to share, just the simple share button. We're not asking for any donations. We're not asking for anything but a share and information sharing. Taking up enough of your time. Thank you and God bless.